your personal success ritual. Okay, your personal success ritual. And I want to introduce you to this idea here. After studying a lot of masters and talking to some real experts in the area of personal development, of personal productivity and time and self-management, I've realized that we have an area of leverage in our lives that's huge, very high leverage. We can get incredible success out of it, but we don't even know that it's there. So in the last session, we talked about the idea that your rarest and most valuable state is awareness, and your rarest and most valuable form of energy is willpower. Well, there's actually another kind of rare form that we get, and that's the action, the rare and valuable action. And I think of the rarest and most valuable action as intentional repetition. Intentional repetition. So why is that the rarest and most valuable form of action? Because most of the things that we do are unconscious, right? They're patterns that were laid down in our mind, emotions, and bodies, a lot of them back when we were children, and the buttons are just being pushed, and we're just flying off. And we'll talk in later sessions here about how to deal with those issues, but for now, I want to talk about this rare and valuable form of action called intentional repetition. And what I like to do is get a lot of leverage, all right, again, with the long lever and move the earth, because I'm not lazy, but I certainly like to get the most possible reward I can for the effort that I'm putting in. All right, if I'm going to show up and I'm going to work hard and I'm going to roll up my sleeves and get the job done, I want to get the highest return that I possibly can. And I think that this technique will help you to get very, very high leverage on your intentional action. And here's the philosophy. Oprah Winfrey, okay, she wrote a book about health and fitness with her personal trainer several years ago. And one of the things she talks about is the idea of starting every morning with exercise. And she talks about that kind of stoking the fire inside. And it just so happens that I know a gentleman named Bill Phillips who wrote a book called Body for Life, #1 selling fitness book in history, I believe. And a couple of years ago, I was fortunate enough to have lunch with him. And I was talking to him, and I said, Bill, when it comes to this, fitness thing, what are the keys? What are the secrets? And he gave me a few of them. And I want to talk about one of the things that he told me, and it's about the meals. And he said, in terms of eating, your first meal is the key meal of the day. And I said, why is that? And he said, because the first meal sets the context for all the rest of the meals. So if I eat a meal in the morning and it's a good, healthy, balanced meal, the next meal I have, I'm going to want to have another good, balanced, healthy meal because I started a good day and I want to keep the good day going. Whereas if I cheat on my first meal and I eat some junk, when it comes to the second meal, I'm going to just say, I already cheated today, so today's blown. I'm just going to have some more junk food, and I'll get back on track tomorrow. So the first one is so important. So Oprah says that you want to start off with the exercise to stoke your fire, right, and start off healthy physically. Bill Phillips says you want to start off with the first meal. What we're talking about here is setting the context for the day, setting the frame around which you judge everything else. So I think that the first things you do in the day are the highest leverage things. And your personal success ritual, okay, the inner game of personal success and of personal management and of personal productivity, your first ritual that you do during the day is the highest leverage ritual by far, because it has this effect of setting your mind and setting the context for the rest of the day. If you set the context for the day right, you're going to live a great day. If you live a great day, it's going to set the context and you're going to live a great week. If you set the week well, you're going to live a great month. You live a great month, you'll live a great year, and you live a great year and you can live a great rest of your life. Whereas when you cheat early on, it screws up the rest of the day, it screws up the rest of the week, it screws up the rest of the month. It's a spiral. It either spirals upward or it spirals downward. So when you first wake up and you're rested and you feel like you've got a little bit of awareness, you've got a little altitude on life, it's really important to take some of that awareness and that willpower and focus it on your personal success ritual. I call mine my morning ritual. Why? Because I know that if I do my ritual in the morning, if I do my success ritual in the morning, it's going to set me up for a great day. By the way, I want to give some credit where credit is due, and I want to thank Tony Schwartz, the author of The Power of Full Engagement, for introducing me to the word ritual. Okay, I was familiar with the concept of routine and habit and how important these things are, but Tony really took this idea to the next level, and he said, call the important routines, call them rituals. And what I've realized is that if you don't have it in habit, then you don't have it. Right? So if you don't have it in your habits, then you don't have it. And what I mean by this is if it's not habitual, if you're not doing it regularly, then you don't have it, and you're not doing it. And if you are doing it habitually, then you do have it, and you do own it.